What if I told you that the United States government just put a $15 million bounty on a sitting president, not for war crimes, but for something they have been doing themselves for decades? This is Nicolás Maduro, and before you pick a side, let me show you something that will make you question everything you think you know about power, drugs, and the American government. Because this is not just about one man. This is about a pattern that has destroyed countries from Afghanistan to Iraq and now Venezuela. And by the end of this video, you will see why this arrest warrant might be the biggest act of hypocrisy in modern politics. But first, let me tell you who Maduro really is, because the media is not telling you the whole story. Nicolás Maduro was not born evil. He was not a cartel boss. He was a bus driver in Caracas, a man who organized strikes so workers could feed their families. According to historian Bart Jones, Maduro met Hugo Chavez in the 1990s when Venezuela was controlled by corrupt elites who sold the country S-oil to American corporations while millions lived in poverty. Chavez promised revolution. Maduro believed him. When Chavez took power in 1999, he did something radical. He used Venezuela's oil money to build hospitals, schools, and subsidized food programs. According to the World Bank, poverty dropped by 20% in 10 years. Maduro was part of that movement. He was not sitting in a palace counting money. He was a true believer. But then Chavez died in 2013, and Maduro inherited a nightmare. Oil prices collapsed. According to the IMF, Venezuela lost 99% of its export revenue in 5 years. Imagine running a country when your main source of income disappears overnight. What would you do? Maduro tried to hold on. He printed money, which caused hyperinflation. He cracked down on protests, which made him look like a dictator. But here is the question nobody asks. What was the alternative? And that is when the United States decided to make their move. In 2020, the U.S. Justice Department accused Maduro of drug trafficking. According to their indictment, he worked with Colombian rebels to smuggle cocaine into America. Sounds terrible, right? But let me give you some context that changes everything. According to investigative journalist Gary Webb, in the 1980s, the CIA smuggled cocaine into American cities to fund anti-communist rebels in Nicaragua. This is not conspiracy theory. This is documented history called the Iran-Contra affair. The U.S. government literally trafficked drugs, and nobody went to jail. In fact, according to a 1998 CIA Inspector General report, the agency protected drug traffickers as long as they served American interests. Fast forward to Afghanistan. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, opium production in Afghanistan increased by 40 times after the U.S. invasion in 2001. The Taliban had almost eliminated poppy farming, but under American occupation, Afghanistan became the world's biggest heroin supplier. American troops guarded poppy fields. This is not speculation. There are photos. There are reports. So when the U.S. accuses Maduro of drug trafficking, is it about justice or is it about control? Because Venezuela has the largest oil reserves on Earth, and according to Bloomberg, American oil companies want access. But Maduro nationalized the oil industry, just like Chavez did. And every leader who has tried to keep American corporations out of their oil has ended up dead, in jail, or overthrown. Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, Mohammad Mossadegh, all leaders who controlled oil, all removed by US-backed operations. According to declassified CIA documents, the agency has organized coups in over 50 countries since World War II. So is Maduro a criminal? Or is he just the next name on the list? But here is where it gets even darker. Let us talk about something the media does not cover. U.S. sanctions on Venezuela. According to a 2019 report by economists Mark Weisbert and Jeffrey Sachs, American sanctions killed over 40,000 Venezuelans in just 1 year by blocking access to medicine, food, and medical supplies. Think about that. 40,000 people, not killed by Maduro, killed by American policy. According to the United Nations, sanctions are collective punishment. They do not hurt the government. They hurt ordinary people. Kids died because hospitals could not import insulin. Cancer patients died because chemotherapy drugs were blocked. According to Reuters, even humanitarian aid was delayed because banks refused to process transactions with Venezuela due to US pressure. So here is my question. If Maduro is responsible for Venezuela's suffering, what about the country that blocked food and medicine? According to the Lancet Medical Journal, sanctions are a form of economic warfare that violates human rights. But nobody is putting a bounty on American officials. And here is the craziest part. According to the Associated Press, in 2019, the US tried to send humanitarian aid to Venezuela, but it was later revealed that the aid convoy was organized by a Colombian businessman linked to drug cartels. So the same government accusing Maduro of drug trafficking was working with actual drug traffickers to stage a propaganda event. And that brings us to today. So why does the US want Maduro arrested now? According to Foreign Policy magazine, it is not about drugs. It is about sending a message. If you control oil and refuse to bow to Washington, you will be labeled a criminal. It does not matter if you are democratically elected. It does not matter if your people support you. What matters is compliance. According to a 2023 poll by Hinterlaces, a Venezuelan research firm, 70% of Venezuelans oppose U.S. intervention. They do not love Maduro, but they hate foreign interference more because they remember what happened to Libya after Gaddafi was killed. They remember Iraq after Saddam. Chaos, civil war, millions dead. But here is the geopolitical game. According to Reuters, in 2023, the U.S. quietly started negotiating with Maduro again. Why? Because they need oil. Russia cut supplies due to the Ukraine war, and gas prices in America went up. So suddenly, the narco-terrorist dictator became a potential business partner. According to Bloomberg, U.S. officials met with Venezuelan representatives to discuss lifting sanctions in exchange for oil deals. So let me get this straight. Maduro is a criminal when oil prices are low, but a negotiation partner when oil prices are high? According to The Guardian, this is called realpolitik. Morality does not matter, only power and profit. So here is the uncomfortable truth. Nicolás Maduro might be corrupt. He might have made terrible decisions. But the United States is not trying to arrest him because of justice. They are doing it because he refused to play their game. And the $15 million bounty? That is not about drugs. That is about oil control and making an example out of anyone who dares to say no to the American empire. And here is what scares me. If this can happen to a president of a sovereign nation, what does that say about international law? What does that say about the idea that countries have the right to control their own resources? Because if the most powerful country on earth can put a bounty on a sitting president without trial, without invasion, just based on accusations, then what stops them from doing it to anyone? So I will ask you this. Do you believe Maduro is the villain? Or is he just the latest victim of a system that destroys anyone who gets in the way of American interests? Comment below. And if you think I am wrong, tell me why. Because this conversation is bigger than one man. This is about how power really works. Subscribe if you want more uncomfortable truths like this.